All right, let's see here. Test, test, test. We got the audio coming in. All right, cool. All right, so today we're going to take a look at truckstop.com, and I'm going to give you I guess a tour of how I look at truckstop.com and how I approach the load board and how I really make it show me what I need to see quickly so I can make decisions quickly and quicker than my competitors. All right, so let's go in here. I got a few load searches up. We've got one right here, Monroe, Louisiana, 175 miles. Pick up anytime, anywhere. We see we got 458 loads on the load board. That's pretty good. You know, anything over about 250, 300, 400, you know that, you know, the loads are more in your favor as far as load volume. Now, sometimes you'll see this number go up as far as 800, 900, 1,000, 1,200, like especially in areas like Chicago for flatbed or just different parts. I would say Indianapolis, but that hasn't been so much lately. But whenever you see the numbers really high, past like 500, you're in pretty good shape when it comes to finding you some profitable freight. So let's click this button over here on the left, and you can do the same thing on the cell phone. I use this on the cell phone. I do not use the app version on the cell phone. I use this. I have a link on my phone, on my iPhone, that'll take me straight to this, and I do not use the app at all. It's not even installed on my phone. So we can see more of what we're looking at. Let's go to items per page and bring it down to, like, let's just say 100 for now. All right, so right now it's set. Whatever arrow, see this arrow where it says age? Each one of these tabs, you can click it and flip it and look at it in different directions. So right now it's showing what's been posted the most recent. All right. So let's hop into it and just take a look at what's posting right now. This is live. This is Truckstop Pro version, the $150 version. So we got Texarkana to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, 24,000 pounds. And this is flatbed freight, $356 a mile. Look at it. You know, that's decent right there, $1,200. Fort Sill, Oklahoma. What is that? I know it's not Oklahoma City. See, this is where, like, if I'm on the road, I'll pull up real quick on the maps if I don't know exactly where it is. But I know right now it's a Friday. This is not a good load. Well, actually, that picks up on Monday. So Monday would be the 14th because today's a Friday. So right now, this would be a bad load if it was Friday because it's just not enough money to hold you over the weekend. $1,200. You really want to be looking at like $2,500 to $3,200 or better, or at least $2,200 or so over the weekend as far as gross. Or if you can profit over $1,800 to $2,200 on a short load, you know, that's fine too. But you want to use your weekend wisely instead of just sitting at a truck stop hanging out. You know, you want to get your long load to go over the weekend. Well, let me check this thing. I'm new to this. Let me make sure it's still recording. Are we still recording? Cool. All right. So, but actually, with this being Monday, like say if Texarkana, say if you deliver around Shreveport or you deliver around, you know, southwest Arkansas somewhere. This might actually be a decent load because you can run this up there. It's only 337 miles. So 337 miles divided by 6. You need about 56 gallons of fuel. Let's just say fuel's about $2.20 right now. $123. So you just profited $1,100 on that load. That's not bad. So let's look up where Fort Sill is. I think it's down there by southwest of Oklahoma City. Yeah, so it's down there by Lawton, Oklahoma, southwest Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls. So you're almost kind of getting into that dangerous area of like West Texas and West Oklahoma where there's not really much outbound freight, but you still are pretty close to Dallas. So let's look at Dallas. Oh, never mind. No, you're not. 200 miles from Dallas. You're not like definitely far from Dallas, but I think you should be within like 100 miles of Oklahoma City though. Yeah, 90 miles of Oklahoma City. So that wouldn't be a bad load. Let's take a look at it. Mag Transport. I don't know who these guys are. Let me show you something really quick before we look at their load. See this days to pay? You can click on this days to pay, and you can do the same thing on the phone. And you can see some basic information about how long they've been in business, 2014. So that's not bad. You know, that shows me that they haven't, you know, been being too horrible with not paying people and stuff like that because they probably wouldn't have made it 6 years. But here's the one I like to look at right here. This hyperlink broker MC. You can click this one. I'm usually doing this on the phone. Okay, boom. This is what we're talking about. So this is a real credit report from Ansonia. Ansonia is a factoring company, and they collect a ton of this type of data. So this is stuff I like to look at when I'm looking at a new brokerage. You got 91 companies reporting, average 33 days to pay. So out of these 91 companies that are constantly reporting, Ansonia is getting the accounts payable back. Basically the payment within 33 days. That's good. Now this only said like 5 companies reporting, and this was like 45 days to pay. I'd be like, probably no go. We'll find another bad example, but this is a pretty good example. I like what they're saying. Let's take a look at the load. I'm surprised the load's still up here. It's been lasting pretty while. I mean, it's a pretty decent load. 24,000 pounds. Like I said, I like the weight. You got stuff over here that's kind of helpful to look at. I don't really look at stuff like this. I actually need to take this stuff down. I don't need to look at that one. This one is, it kind of helps, if you're new and you're trying to figure out, what you should be charging for the for the lane that you're in. This is not really necessary. This just tells you if they do the truck stop pay, which is pretty nice because it's direct deposit and all that good stuff. This, you can use this if you want to help you find out fuel, but it's not really necessary. You just divide the miles by 6 and times it by the cost of freight. Let's just move all this stuff out of the way. Now I like to look at this sometimes because this will let you know how many people are looking at it. This is kind of like having your finger on the pulse, of this load's heart. So when this thing is over here, when this is way in the high or medium, then a ton of people are looking at it. And you don't have much time to make a decision. Really, any great load that's worth hauling, you don't have much time to make a decision. You need to decide quickly what you want to do. So let's just see if there's a load with a posted rate that I know I'm more than likely going to want to do. I won't even click on it to go even look at the details. I'll just call them and get in on the phone line, and then look at the details while I'm waiting for them to pick up on the phone. And if they pick up before I can read the details, what I do is I just feel out the load with them on the phone, and just so I can get on the phone first, because just you coming on to look at the details, if the load's very good, you probably already lost it because somebody already beat you to it. So green card holder, U.S. citizen, so you need to be a U.S. citizen. So this is going to a military base in Texarkana, Texas, which means it's probably picking up at Red River Army Depot. One pick, one drop, first come, first serve, dry freight. That's kind of weird. This is flatbed. Huh. I gotta go back to make sure that I got flatbed selected. Usually they don't say dry freight unless they need a tarp, but they don't say they need a tarp. But anyways, it loads in the morning and delivers the next day. You got open windows on both sides. This is a good load. This is a nice load. On a Monday, it'll put you out there 100 miles from Oklahoma City. If there was not much going on as far as competition, I would haul this load if I was within 100 or so miles of Texarkana. This is a good load. You pick it up 300 miles. You have a short day. Well, with checking in and out of the military base, man, that'd be very short. But you'll have a short enough day as far as driving, about 5-6 hours worth of driving, give or take. It's a pretty good route, mostly interstate, and or hold on, maybe you have to cut across the highway there. Let me see, Texarkana. Now I'm looking at Google Maps on my phone. Oh yeah, no, this one you would be going all the way across Highway 82, but the load is light enough. I mean, you could drop down into Dallas, but it would add about 40 miles. And that Highway 82 is not that bad. There's a lot of wide open parts on it, and with a light load, it just, take your time through it. So it wouldn't be that bad. $1,100 profit put me empty by Oklahoma City on Tuesday. It's not a bad load. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, now here's a load for today, Friday. Now this is not that bad load. If you haven't booked a load yet, it's already 12:30 almost, 12:20. $2 a mile to go to Oilville, Virginia, from Global. Who is this? Global Logistics, Global Trans. See, medium people already looking it up. People already eating it up. This one's gonna be gone quick. As for Julio, he said Global Logistics. I've never heard of Global Logistics. And see, let me show you another thing I do. Broker. I got it on my phone. What's the website called? BrokerCreditCheck.com. So here's another place that I like to cross-reference Ansonia with. for it to load up. So this page here, like I said, I got it on my phone. I got the shortcut on my phone. And whenever I'm dealing with new brokerages, let me see if I typed it in wrong. Brokercreditcheck.com. Brokercreditcheck.com. Huh. That's what it is on my phone. Let me broker credit check. This is probably gonna bring up all sorts of stuff. Is it credit checks? No, this is something totally different. No, boom, here it is. Jeez. Broker credit check. I think it was this one down here. Trying to show you a good way how to double check on broker's credit. Alright, is this boom, this is the one. This is the one. See, brokercreditcheck.com. See, isn't that what I typed in the first time? So let's go to search. Alright, now we're gonna go back to the load, even though this load's probably gone by now. Depending on how how good their credit is. So we're gonna take their broker MC number. Whoop. Copy and paste it. Bring it over here into the MC. Now this is high level owner operator stuff you're watching right now. Alright, so we're doing check it out, boom boom. 25 days to pay. That's not bad. Stratford, Virginia, everything matches up with what they said. And another thing we could do if it's still active up here, Oroville, like I said, we could do this days to pay. Look at that broker, the real Ansonia report, and they say 33 days to pay, but it got 146 companies reporting. That's a ton of good data right there. So we're looking at 33 and right here in 25, so they match up pretty good. Now sometimes broker credit check won't be like spot on. It'll be like like 45 days right here, but then you'll go to the Ansonia report, and the Ansonia report will look good. And see, that's the one thing with Ansonia, you get to see how many people's reporting, but on broker credit check you don't get to see how many people are reporting. But it's good, to balance these two out. If they're pretty close with each other, this one's a little bit out of your range, because mostly anything out of like 37 days, I don't really fool with those companies. It's just a little too unsure for me. I've never not been paid, and these are the tactics that I use. But if this one, broker credit checks like 42 days, and the Ansonia report looks good, and there's at least 50 to 75 companies reporting, then I'll still take a chance with the company, but not if it's like a cross-country load. You see what I'm saying? Not if it's like Boston to California and it's like a $10,000 load. No way am I going to trust them with that much money. But if it's just a little move, like a little move within a couple $1,000s, a day or two transit, I'll more so consider it. As long as the Ansonia report looks good. So let's leave this up. Let's keep it moving. This has no posted information. You'll see this a lot, but at least they have a posted rate, so you kind of know what's going on. It's 900 miles. Where's this Oilville at? Anybody know? Oilville, Virginia. Okay, I-64. Okay, right outside of Richmond. So it picks up in Flowood. So that's probably like metal coaters. That place out of there. They ship the coils and plate steel and skidded coils and stuff like that. Some of the loads are light, but most of them are heavy and they require tarp. But they are 24-hour shippers. So this load will take you straight up I-81. Once you get out of Birmingham, straight across 20, Birmingham, Chattanooga, Knoxville, 81, drop down to 64. I like that route. I do that route a lot over the years. But Richmond right now, I would want more than $2 a mile to go to Richmond, just because my experience in the last couple months going up in there. Anything past the Richmond area, even North Carolina's been a little tricky to get out of lately. With all the different things going on with businesses closing down for the reasons they choose to. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, outbound freight from that area hasn't been very strong lately. I would want to see this number like 900. Let's see here. I'd want to see this, and I'm using a calculator on my phone right now. 900. I'd want to see more about $2,100 on this load. So if this load was like staying at low popularity level for a while, what I'd do is I'd call, and if there was nothing else that I wanted to do, I'll call and I'll say, hey, Julio, This is his name right here, Julio. I'll call him direct. Hey, I'm calling about your load here, Flowood, Mississippi to Oilville, Virginia. And that's it. I won't say anything else. He's like, all right, let him say what it is. And if it matches my, what I want to do, if the weight's not too heavy and all that good stuff. Cause really up and down I-81, I don't like to carry much more than 30,000 pounds. But I'm picky, so I'm just kind of picky like that. But after he tells me the information, I'll be like, okay, it looks good. Yeah, I could do this load, Julio, but I want $2,100. And that's it. I won't say, can he give me or will he do this? I just tell him exactly what I want for it. And that's only $230 a mile. You know, it's not outrageous. It's not like we're asking him for like $5,000 to go to Virginia, which has happened before. And it does happen. So even that's not outrageous to a certain extent. So I just say, hey, I want $2,100, and just pull back and see what he says. Cause now you got him on the spot, and he's like, oh well, maybe I can get some more for it. Let me see. What about I think 2,050. It's $50, and you're already getting it for more than this, and maybe you want to go ahead and make that deal. So okay. But the more people that are looking at the load, the less leverage you're going to have on your negotiations. So at the end of the day, $2 a mile is not crazy bad. So let's just say 900 loaded miles plus 100 mile deadhead, 1,000 miles, 6 miles per gallon times 2.2 for fuel. It'll run you about $370 in fuel. 1,850 minus 370. So that means you still make $1,500 over the weekend. 2 days worth of work. So divided by 2, that's about $750 a day, which is still not horrible. But I just like to use my weekend more efficiently. You got these pretty much 3 days. You can cover, 800 to 1,200 miles, 1,500 miles, give or take, or maybe even a little bit more depending on if you drive faster. But I like to see that gross revenue north of 2,000. This is close enough where if there wasn't much competition when it comes to freight, I'd probably haul this load if it wasn't very heavy. But I'm pretty sure it is coming out of Flowood down there at the skidded coils. If this was my last resort, I wouldn't be too, dissatisfied or unsatisfied with this load. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. But I would still ask for more. So let's click out of this one. It's probably already gone now. All right, let's just go ahead and refresh it since I've been talking for a little while. Let me make sure this is still recording. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Cool. So we still got to set at age. So now that you're kind of seeing what's going on with age and different loads, let's start flipping the load board around in different ways that I would look at it. All right. So this is what's been posted in the last 15 minutes. So it's not like a crazy amount of activity. So first, I would probably, since it's the weekend, I would look at rate per mile. So I click at rate per mile. Make sure flip it from the big number going down. And now I'll start to see that these are where your most profitable loads are going to be. Not your biggest gross amount, but your most profitable loads. Because these rate per miles, once you start getting north of $3, $4, $5 a mile, you're going to be keeping most of this money because, your per mile, and a lot of these are shorter loads or whatever. It's not going to have as much fuel involved. But even if it is a long trip, you're getting so much money per mile that you're going to be more profitable. So let's look at this one. This is a Conestoga, or I guess you could, use probably required tarps. But this one is Forest, Mississippi. It's too big of a deadhead, and plus for like a Friday, it's a great profitable load, $1,200, but it's nothing I would do on a Friday. But it goes to Steele, Alabama. What is Steele North or South Alabama? I forget. No, Steele is outside of whatchamacallit, Birmingham. Steele, Alabama. Yeah, sure is. Yeah. That's when you're going I-59 out of Alabama before you get to Gadsden. It's not a bad area if this was like a Monday or Tuesday. Let's click on it though, and let's see what size tarps they need. If they're asking for a Conestoga, it probably needs 8-foot tarps or 6-foot tarps. It's only 14 foot long. Oh, but it's heavy, so it must be a big coil or something. So look at that, 40 to 45,000 pound coil, two steel coil 2 steel coils. Okay, 2 sets of coil racks, tarp, open top equipment. Huh? That's kind of weird. Open top equipment. I guess it's just you can't have like a curtain side, since you're gonna load the coil from an overhead crane. So I guess that's what they're saying. You need to have open top. Deliver 9 a.m. by Saturday. Actually, so that's kind of convenient that you could deliver on Saturday. So you'll already be empty for Monday. Like, say if you live in that Birmingham area or whatever, you could just go drop this and hang out at the house for a couple of days, leave back out on Tuesday or something. This is a profitable load, but it's pretty heavy. 2 coils. And yeah, I don't really like doing all the coils and stuff very much. Sometimes I will, but I just don't like going into those big places like Nucor and stuff. They're just so the corporate safety structure. It's just so much. Whether it's blazing hot, you got your long sleeve shirt on and your hard hat and you're sweating and you're dripping and they treating you like you drive for like a big company fleet or something. Like, go here, do this, and it's just I'm too used to just making great deals and going to smaller places or medium-sized places where they're happy to see you. Like, hey, come on in, do this. It's just so yeah. I don't really prefer to go to the big steel places, but I will. This is a profitable load. Let's keep it moving. Logansport, Louisiana to Hazelhurst. This would be a great load if it was like on a Monday. And see, the thing too is, hopefully I don't start getting any phone calls because while I'm on the phone here. Well, because I'm using my hotspot out here in the country. You don't have the fiber optics that the city does, so if I get a phone call, it might disrupt my internet here. But when you click on their pages, the broker will know that you clicked on their page on truckstop.com, not on DAT, but on truckstop.com, and that's kind of a good way to draw interest without calling somebody. Like, say if you're interested in a load, like say this load was $1,400, or let's just say it was one. Sorry, I'm pointing at the screen instead of using my mouse. Let's say this load is $1,000. You're like, yeah, I'd do it, but I really want more, but I don't feel like calling them because there's a lot of other stuff going on. What you could do is click on the load and just back, and go back to the main screen, and the broker will know that you're, semi-interested in the load, but you didn't call them. So now the broker will be calling you, to see what type of deal you want to make. Oh, now this is never mind, this load is no good. Look at this. See, this is that type of tricks they pull sometimes. And it's not really a trick, but it's just, it kind of looks like a trick when you look at the math, right? You got Logansport to Hazelhurst, Mississippi, right? Logansport to Hazelhurst. I'm typing it on Google Maps. Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Pretty much straight across the I-20, 276 miles. So that's what makes this load look like it's $5 a mile. But really, boom, 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 boom. Stop in Beaumont, Texas. And that's way in the other direction. But you see here, they're not trying to hide it. They say it's actually 476 miles. So it's still pretty close to $3 a mile. Let's just run that. Logansport to Beaumont. So what that does, though, it's like the miles are okay, but what that pretty much does is guarantee that you're going to have an extra day in transit. Unless you can load in Logansport, well, it's 152 miles. So, today it's already getting late on Friday, but let's just pretend this is Monday. This load still wouldn't be so bad because you can load in Logansport, but you have to make sure you can get your first drop off in Beaumont on the same day. So if you can get down to Beaumont 152 miles away, that way you can spend the rest of the day getting from Beaumont to Hazelhurst. Mississippi. So you have 152 plus 324, and that'll take you. Oh, and that's a straight shot. Well, I mean, you can lower the miles a little bit, going through Alexandria and Natchez, which is actually not a bad route. Not a bad route at all. Or you can stay on the interstate for 20 extra miles, go through Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and go up 55 and all that good stuff. But there's also going to be no scales going through Alexandria and Natchez, and that road's not so bad. Highway 65 and 84 and 61. But anyways, 324. So yeah, you could pretty much, as long as you can get Beaumont off that morning, you could keep on going and end up somewhere like past Lafayette or Baton Rouge or Hammond area down over there. Or maybe get one of the truck stops up I-55 and be pretty much right in position to be empty first thing Tuesday morning in Hazelhurst. But if you have to hold this load over, like pick up Monday, deliver in Beaumont Tuesday, then deliver late Tuesday in Hazelhurst, which will be a stretch at 300 miles. Then now you're empty Wednesday-ish, late Tuesday, Wednesday, compared to just being. So you see what I'm saying? There's an extra day involved with a load like this. But it's still not too bad. This is RTS, Ryan Transport Service. You know, there's stand-up company. They pay very fast. I usually get my checks within like 7 to 14 days. It's a good company. Not a bad load. Let's keep it moving. All right, how long have I been recording? Oh, 25 minutes? Jeez. We'll do a little bit more. We'll do a couple more. Actually, I need to show you more so about flipping the load board around instead of just talking about each load. All right, so another way to look at it is we'll look at distance from your pickup city. Boom. So you got these loads that all pick up in Monroe, Bastrop, Farmerville, Ruston, Simsboro, all within 70 miles, go all the way up to El Dorado and Vicksburg. So these loads, especially like right now, it's getting late on a Friday. This flipping it like this will really help you to see what's in striking distance. Like what can you pull off? Well, it's not so late, but let's just say it was 2 o'clock and everything's about to start shutting down in about the next 2 or 3 hours. This will let me know what's in striking distance right away. You got one going to Colorado. You got one going to Winchester, Virginia. It's a partial. You can see right here, PTL. 9 feet long. It's the same one posted twice. Cove, Texas. Picks up on Monday. Ryan Transport. I don't know where Cove, Texas is. 300 miles is probably, sounds like Houston. Do y'all know where Cove, Texas is? Doo-doo. Yep. Right before you get to Houston on I-10, before you get to Baytown. So, that's not a bad load. Since the last couple months, Houston and Dallas has been picking up a lot for us in flatbed. Coffeyville, Kansas, no posted rate. Landstar, Nationwide. What is it? Pontoc? No, this is Fort Walton Beach. Huh? $900 for a truckload? Hold on, where's Fort Walton Beach? What is that, by Pensacola or something? Yeah, it's outside of Pensacola. That's still not a good deal. $900, forget that. I need more like 13, 14, 15. Need to be close to that $3 range. Because, Pensacola's not a bad area because, well, maybe Pensacola I'll let slide like right in the upper $2 a mile, lower $3 a mile. Because you're not like crazy far from Mobile in South Alabama. Let's see how far you are from Mobile and Fort Walton Beach. And you're still 100 miles, so yeah. So it probably need to be more like, $1,000, $1,100. But I'm still not. Hold on, where's it at? 900. Yeah, I'm still not too excited to be going down to Florida for those type of rates. It needs to be a little bit more appeasing. Let's look at some more here. We got Alla to Houston. So I would keep going down this, but I've already spent enough time talking about loads. I might need to start doing this more often. Just talk about freight and how I look at it. But let me show you just some more of the features here, different ways I look at it. If you have a destination city that you're trying to deliver to, or if you're trying to get home from somewhere out of over the road, you could do the same thing over here. Distance on the pickups. Destination city, but I do not have a destination city set. Length is a good way to flip it around if you're looking for partials. So let's just say we got this one good partial, and this is more so for flatbed, but I guess maybe van and reefer, you guys do this stuff too. But you guys got the seals and all that good stuff. So let's say if you find one good partial, let's just say this one, right? That's not really a partial. See, sometimes they do. They have a 45,000 pounds. Most people can't haul much more than that. I can't. Is there anything else good? Steele, Alabama, Parker, Colorado. Let's just say this Parker, Colorado, right? $1 a mile might be enough to get you started, but it's only 2,500 pounds. It weighs next to nothing, and it's only 15 foot long. Actually, sounds like a polyurethane tank. Let's click on it, see if I'm right. Maybe it'll tell us. $8.4, $8.4. Sure, the dimensions look like a poly tank. Anyways, so you find one that's decent, right? 15 bucks. 15 feet. So that means on a 48-foot trailer, you still got what? 25, 35, 45, another 33 feet or give or take. But there's not a lot of partials shipping out right now, as you can see. So it starts right here, 40. So there's really nothing else going out to Colorado. You got this stuff going to Oregon, but you know, that's how you would look at partials. You know, if you find one good partial, you would come over here and flip it around and see what else you can get going on it. You know, you would add up the weight and etc. You could flip it through weight. If you're looking for short loads, you could look at miles, but I don't really do that much. The main ones I change. Then after I start working the load board in different ways like this, and if I don't come up with anything, I'll go back to age and flip it around and see what's been just posted. And even though I got live feed, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just refresh it around that time just to make sure that I'm back on the list of receiving loads, you know, in real time. So, boom, you got age, and then also sometimes like on the weekend loads, you could like switch around for like the total rate, and you'll see what pays the most in gross on the board. So if I was looking for a Friday load here, you know, you got this load going to New Jersey, but this picks up on Monday. Binghamton, Utah, no thank you, it's winter time, 227. That's really not enough to go out there. I mean, you'll make some decent money, but yeah, you're gonna need pretty much like what, $1.80 coming back out to average $2 a mile both ways, and yeah, it's probably not gonna happen coming out of Utah. You need more. You can go to Arizona for 273. Yeah, that's a little bit better. 40,000 pounds, Page, Arizona, but still, you know, the money you'll make going out there, you know, you'll be playing catch up for the next 3 or 4 or 5 days, you know, trying to, you know, get out of Arizona and get back into, you know, the more populated parts of the country. We got Utah, Idaho. That's not so bad. 263 to go to Utah, but definitely not during the winter time. Yakima, Washington, 231. So, you know, those are your big ones. But let's just say you're looking at 2,000 and up for over the weekend. You got, dang, look at that. And that's Sherway. I love hauling for Sherway. They're paying 3 to 5 days. $357 a mile to go to Von Road, Tennessee. It's pretty dang heavy. I probably can't even really scale that. I could scale at the most like 45.2, and that's really pushing it. Let's see why this load pays so good. Maybe there's some extra drops. Or maybe it's just needs to go. 6-foot tarp. Yeah. Dallas. I think I work with this guy, Dallas. Yeah, so you just need some 6-foot tarps. Von Road. I mean, Malvern. You know, I don't know what they're shipping out of Malvern. I know Malvern, they ship, you know, loading docks. You know, like a whole bunch of loading docks that'll be assembled as a loading dock. I mean, the ramp for the loading dock that you know, you go in and out of the truck off of. All right, let's see what else is going on up in this range. We got 213 Ohio. That's not so bad. Jackson, Mississippi to Ohio. 213. Bada boom. Detroit, Michigan. Niles, Ohio. Jackson, Mississippi. 229. There you go. Not bad. Berlin, New Jersey. $2 a mile. And New Jersey hasn't been doing too great lately. Plus, that doesn't load until January. Whew. What else we got? PA. That's decent. Now, that's not bad. Jacksonville, Florida, 20,000 pounds, ATS. Like I said, they pay quick. $3 a mile, $2,500. Oh, it doesn't pick up till Monday, but it's not so bad of a load. Because Jacksonville, yeah, it's Florida, but you're so close to South Carolina and Georgia that it's not really too big of a risk factor going in and out of Jacksonville. And if you're getting at least $3, you know, you usually do pretty fine getting out. You know, right now that's probably if this was Friday load, that would probably be the one on my to-go list, the one I would get. Sioux Falls, South Dakota for $3 a mile. Yeah, it's not bad, but you know, even though I got a customer out there that ships out the big signs. You know, did a really good job with those guys last time. They told me to call them whenever I'm up in the area and I can get on the list to get the outbound freight from up there. But $3 a mile, wintertime, probably definitely pass on that. So then we get back into the Edison, New Jersey, $2 a mile. It's not so bad, but yeah, that part of the Northeast hasn't really been too great with outbound freight lately. Yeah, I need probably definitely a lot more than $2, probably closer to $3 or a little over $3. All right. So if y'all want me to keep making videos like this, just let me know. Maybe I'll do one. You know, a couple of once every couple, week or two, or 2 a month or something like that, especially when I'm not over the road. Or maybe I can do this over the road if I'm not looking for loads myself. Or maybe, that'd be cool. Maybe I could do the video while I'm looking for loads myself, and I can use my other hotspot, and you guys can even watch me call and make deals. I think that'd actually be pretty fun. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this one up. These are some different ways that I use and look at truckstop.com, and this is why I just cannot use the mobile app where you're only looking at 4 or 5 loads at a time. Like how DAT is. Let's see if I can pull up DAT. So when you're looking at DAT, let me see if the camera's gonna pick it up. Well, anyways, I don't have any load searches up. But anyways, it's only like 5 loads at a time that you're looking at. And it's just, I need flexibility. I need to be able to move quickly on the load board. I need to be able to see what's picking up close for me. I need to be able to see what the best rate per miles are. I need to see what the best rates are. I need to be able to quickly flip back to see who's posted recently. And that's one reason why I love truckstops.com so much. And you can do some of these same features on DAT desktop, but I don't know. Maybe more so for the van and reefer guys and different dispatchers and stuff. Maybe they enjoy the DAT interface. But I really, really, really like this truck stop. It works good for me. And what I do, flatbed. Like I said, it's just so many ways you can flip around the load board and just be fast. And like I showed you with the Ansonia credit reports, that's a great vault of information that you can tap in and out of. And then also you could post trucks. I didn't show you that, but you could post trucks up here. Maybe I'll talk about that more on the next one. But yeah, so this is a quick Andrew's Method introduction into truckstop.com and how I use truckstop.com. Y'all check it out and let me know if you want to see some more videos like this, and I'll do some more live videos like this. I'll see y'all in the next one.